Hindsighters, thank you for tuning in to In Depth with Miss Ty Barnett on Hindsight Media Radio 103.5 FM, where there's always something good to talk about. The Gates family, where secrets simmer and love is tested. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what you are about to hear isn't just an interview, it's a front row seat to the emotional epic center of what a woman wants and what a man needs to know. I want you to meet Mr. and Mrs. Gates, the couple who've mastered the art of love, loyalty, and longevity. Their marriage is the blueprint and the gold standard, the kind of bond that makes you believe in forever. But behind their smiles lies a storm brewing in the next generation. Enters Keisha, soft spoken, sharp tongued, and secretly spiraling. She's married, hiding a secret from the very people who raised her to be strong. Her fire has driven her husband away, and now she's left holding a truth that could either heal or destroy. And then there's Michael, her husband, Mira, and her maybe not anymore. He's caught between disbelief and heartbreak, trying to make a sense of a love that feels more like war. This isn't just family drama, it's emotional warfare, wrapped in wedding rings and whispered regrets. And today, we're peeling back the layers and questions that cut deep, reveal truth, and ignite curiosity. So, grab your popcorn, turn up the volume, and prepare to meet the Gates family like you've never seen them before. So, welcome, Kim Parker, aka Miss Gates, and Mr. Parker, who is not here with us today, aka Mr. Gates, who is Joseph Parker, and Jhanae Glover, aka Keisha, and Rueben Hardy as Michael. So, everyone, when the script first landed in your lap and you were a character began to breathe on this page, I want you to tell me what resonated and what truths or tensions did you feel. But before, I would like to say welcome, each of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Amazing to be here.
Absolutely. So, the ask was when you first got the script, and we're going to start with Michael. Michael, when you first got the script and it landed in your lap and you read the character, tell us, how did you feel and how did this resonate with you?
Well, when I first read the script, I can relate, and I know plenty of guys in their shoes, and plenty of guys in Michael's shoes that they felt like they undervalued. I can't say that I've actually went through it, but it's uh it's a very something easy to relate to. So I felt like I was blessed in a sense to be able to get this part and flourish on it.
I love that. All right. Miss Gates, tell us when you first read the script and your character, what did you feel?
I felt that this play was actually speaking to me because I'm, I have a daughter, the daughter part and trying to get her to soften up in her marriage. And it just really is an awesome play. And I felt really blessed to be able to play a part that's really not a play to me, but it's really real to life. So it really was like I can bring this character to life because it's really something that I know about.
I love that. All right, Keisha, same question. When you got the script and it landed in your lap, for your character specifically, the strong tongue, how did it resonate with you in your truth and make you feel?
I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh because honestly, I am Keisha, literally.
Really?
Um, yeah, I know I come across very sweet, Miss Ty. I know, but I am that strong personality, strong I'm just the type of person who speaks my mind. I'm very straightforward. I know what I want. I know what I like. I have been spoiled a little bit, and it
Yeah.
also resonates with me as well. I've been called Keisha all of my life. My mother's name is Keisha, so as soon as I hear Keisha this, Keisha that, or you're Keisha, I've been Keisha. So Yeah, it resonates fully with me. And I thought the whole play was great. I think um not just the experiences that I've been through, but I know people who have been through really all of the experiences in the play as well.
I love that. And thank you for your transparency. And you know what? I'm not surprised. It's normally those soft-spoken ones who are firecrackers. So I'm not
Yeah,
surprised at all. But yet you are sweet. But I'm sure under
thank
that
you.
it's okay. And sometimes you have to be a little hard, but you got to dial it back, right?
Yeah, of course.
So,
You got to know
yeah,
when and where, of
there
course.
you go. There you go. Situation awareness. So now, Miss Gates, the title is What a Woman Wants and What a Man Needs to Know. It's loaded, isn't it? That's a
It's
loaded
a, it's,
title.
it's a
So
loaded gun.
that is so I want everyone's take on this. So I'm going to be asking all of you, what is your take or what do you think women truly want and what do men really need to understand? And I'm going to start with you, Miss Gates.
Well, a woman wants compassion, affection. She wants her mate to be attainable, to listen to her, to feel what she feels, which is not always the case, but this is the things that we want. We want a man to spoil us, just feel what we feel and be there for us in the time of need. And to just be, don't be a cheater, don't be a husband or husband beater, but be kind, compassionate, loving, faithful, and a true man.
Love that. Keisha, what do you think of
Um,
what a
oh,
man
go ahead.
truly
I'm
needs
sorry.
to understand?
Um, For me personally, the woman that I am, I feel as though that I need someone that can not just hear what I'm saying, but be intentional about understanding what I'm saying and who I am. Because I feel like a lot of people, like, especially like the school system, like they try to treat everybody like, everybody's just general. Everybody's different. And I believe that everybody learns differently, everybody's upbringing is differently, and even though you may put the same people in the same situation, everybody's not going to feel the same about it because everybody's past, their traumas, everything is influencing their emotions in a different way. And I just believe that intentional understanding, intentional, love, love language is very important to me. It's not just about what you feel you should give to somebody, but how they receive it. I think that's very important. And I think it's very important for a man to listen to a woman, not just not just surface level, but like I said, just getting that deeper understanding of the why. Like, why do you want this? Why do I need to give this to you? Because I find that a lot of people, you tell them what you want and they tell you what they think that you should have. And I just think that, I'm gonna be honest, that's something that I'm going through right now in my personal relationship. It's communication,
Yeah.
and not just listening to let the other person get it out.
Hmm.
Help me, Jesus. But listening to just have empathy and sympathy for that person, because we all go through things. For a man, I just think that, the more open you are, the more transparent you are, the more honest you are. Let me talk about that for a second.
Go ahead.
Honesty. Can we just get that? I feel like if we can get honesty under control, because a lot of men, no offense, Michael, a lot of men, they try to tell you what you want to hear. They don't understand that women, sometimes we just want the truth. Let us decide what to do with our own feelings. Don't try to protect us emotionally by trying to, hide or protect our feelings. We can regulate our own feelings. Just tell us so that we can figure out what to do with ourselves. And I could talk all day about what I think a man should be, but you know, um, I feel as a woman, I'm very open. I'm very transparent. I feel like I'm a good listener, and I feel like we just want the same thing in return.
I love that. And thank you for your transparency. And this is a safe space. And I want you guys to be honest. If it's something personal that you relate to, that's why we're here to have that conversation. How does your character relate to you personally, and that is something we're going to discuss later on in the interview. So, Michael, same question for you. So, what do you think a woman wants and what a man needs to know?
Well, um, both good answers and what I heard are both good answers. But the funny thing is, I didn't hear anything about a man's side or a man's point of view of it. Um, Women expect men to be this and that, and especially in our community, I don't know if women understand the type of pressure that they put on men. You know,
Mm,
a man is 9 times out of 10 he looked down upon even in his own house because the man has to make decisions that for the family, and everybody not going to agree to certain decisions for the family. So by me having to make these decisions, um, the mom would be mad, the daughter would be mad, but it was just the right decision to make at the time, and maybe you guys didn't understand. So as far as what a woman wants, I wish I could tell you exactly. Um, but I just feel like, and it's part of Michael and my play. I just feel like men get overlooked. You know, it's about what a woman wants. Not once that they can say, "Hey, how was your day?" Or you know, trying to figure out what the man want. The man need to come home and always try to figure out what the woman got going on. And I mean, that's just how it is in our community, I guess. But there's a lot of good women that do care about their man. But when you ask that question, I just hear most about what a woman needs. So in the second part of the question is what a man needs to know.
yes.
Um, Man probably need to know that 9 times out of 10, no matter the situation, you probably won't win. Um, that's just how it is as a man. Like man, especially a black man, he known to bite the bullet and known to take verbal abuse and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep the queen happy and all of
Mhm.
that. And I get it, but even the title of the play, it's not. It's about what a man need to know. It ain't about uh
What a
how a
man
man
wants.
doing.
Right.
How's a man mental health? How's a man doing? It's just do,
Hmm.
and that's
I
just
love
how it
it.
is in our community.
That's great feedback, and that's necessary, and that's a conversation. Listen, you can come back on, and all of you, we can have a roundtable on that discussion because that is very important and lacking in any community for the most part. It's a gender role. Yes, we can relate given in the community that we're in, but it's really a conversation that needs to be had because men are often overlooked. And mental health, mental illness, they go through too. You guys are holding up so much on your shoulders and even the strong need someone to be there for them. And we as women have to be better and intentional about the care for men who we expect to be our kings. And we put so much on them, they can break. And we have to be there for you guys as well. So thank you for your manhood and thank you for your honest and transparent answer. That's what we need, I believe, as women, that communication. And we have to follow through with that and hear you when you speak and not just nod our heads and things like that. We have to be intentional on fixing that issue. So
Right.
now, so from the script to the stage, Orlando Anderson brings a very distinct voice within this play. How has his direction influenced your approach to your character and the story overall, Keisha?
Well, I can tell you one thing. Orlando don't play, okay? What he wants, he's going to get what he wants. It doesn't matter if he has to show you himself. His direction for me has been very direct. Okay, he do not play with Keisha at all whatsoever. So he's very hands-on. Like I said, he knows what he wants, and I just do my best to try to deliver. But yeah, he's very clear. He has a clear vision on what he wants for this play, and I believe from the feedback that I get from him is that he's very satisfied.
Love that. Michael, how has Orlando's direction influenced your approach to your character as Michael and the story overall?
Well, first of all, he's been very helpful, uh, willing to help at all times and to give insight and be honest with you. So it's just been good being able to work with him and see his point of view on certain things. And It's been really good.
All right. Thank you for that. Miss Gates, same question for you. How has Orlando's direction influenced your approach to your character as Mrs. Gates and the story overall?
Well, Orlando's approach, far as in our
Some marble on
rehearsals.
the floor.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh no, go ahead. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Orlando's approach has been very straightforward. He let me know, as being Mrs. Gates in the play, that I
You see
need
that?
to show more love and compassion uh, in the play, far as being Mrs. Gates and the mother of Keisha, who's kind of has a sharp tongue. She has to see a loving family in order for her to know how to be softened up in relationships and not have to be so spoiled by her father. And that I'm the mother, just like I want my daughter to understand. So some of the parts in the play has he got me to see that, Keisha's father, Mr. Gates, has really spoiled Keisha, and then I have to be the one to counsel her to know that she has to soften up some and to treat people the way God created you to treat them, and talk to them with love and kindness, and that Michael, is not just someone that you treat any kind of way. He's your husband, and you should treat him as sort, and look at the example of me and your father having a loving relationship.
I love that. So continuing on with you, Miss Gates, and I know that Mr. Gates is not on the call with us today, but you two share a marriage both on stage and off stage. So how do you navigate the emotional line between your real relationship and the fictional one? And are there moments in the play where it mirrors your real life experiences, or when you have to consciously separate the two to protect your personal bond?
Well, it's really not having to be separated because we have daughters, and they have relationships, and we do have to uh, talk to them about the relationships if they bring it to us in a way, or if it's at our house and things of that nature. So the play is exactly hitting home all the way around. So there's nothing that really we have to change, is to just bring our character in the marriage to life on stage. Because I really feel that Keisha is just one of our real daughters that we're speaking to. So all in all, this is just a real life experience for us both.
Love that. And so, what's the secret for Mr. Gates and Mrs. Gates keeping a strong and lasting marriage? And that can be personal because you guys are doing it both in both arenas.
Keeping a long and lasting marriage starts with respect. We have to respect each other. And again, it's going to come all the way around, as far as your tone, your mannerism, the way you treat others, the way you view life, the way you were raised. And what we do is we have to make sure, like Keisha said, be intentional about listening, and know that if something's not perfect, it's just part of the way life is. We're living in an imperfect world, but at the same time, we as humans have to know that nobody's perfect and everybody's going to make mistakes in relationships and all the way around, and that we have to learn to forgive one another and to press forward and try to do things different than what we have been doing in the past, or what may have brought turmoil or what may have brought confusion. We have to make sure that we're staying prayed up. We have to pray. We have to make sure that we remain best friends, at least like each other, right? In order to keep a strong foundation. And we have to make sure that we are showing what we speak. We have to model it. We can't just be speaking and saying, "Oh, this is what you should do." We should be doing what we're telling people to do.
I love
We're
that. So,
asking them to do.
absolutely. So, what advice would Miss Gates give to young ladies like Keisha about balancing love and independence?
Don't always approach your relationships as being, "Oh, he's trying to tell me what to do," or because a man also has his opinion. As men, they are strong, and they are naturally wants to be the leader, because the word man. We are women, and we come from the man's rib, and the Bible speaks of that we're a part of them and that we're joined together. So the man always wants to show that strong part of him And when a woman talks a certain way to a man, a lot of times it breaks him down from manhood. And we should always want to portray our kings to stay strong and to give that good advice instead of talking to them like they're kids. We want to talk to them like kings and queens and be positive in our approach. And that no matter what you go to, no matter what you go through, I'll repeat that, no matter what you go through, that you can make it through if you continue to love, forget, communicate, and to know that the woman has an opinion, the man has one too, and it has to come to some kind of common ground between the two to know that we each know our roles, our places, and what we're intentional about wanting out of the relationship. It is not just power and control, but it's love and being able to grow a strong foundation. And that only happens is if you're willing to bend in some of your beliefs and if you're willing to understand the man's role and how he feels and not to belittle him as making him feel that you're treating him like a child, because that's the last thing a man wants to feel is being treated like a child in the face of his queen.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Now we're going to pivot over to Keisha. And Keisha, without giving away too much of the play itself, how does Keisha's fiery personality affect her relationship with Michael?
Hmm. It's crazy because I promise you that whole thing that Mrs. Gates just said should have been in the play because from a reality perspective and from a character perspective as well. But yeah, like definitely Keisha belittles Michael to in a lot of different ways. And she talks down to him and she just makes him feel small, for someone that's supposed to be your fiance, someone that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. She definitely, I would say she definitely doesn't have the respect for him that she should for someone that she wants to be with for the rest of her life, for sure, without giving away too much.
Absolutely. So what's the turning point for Keisha when she realizes she might lose Michael?
Definitely facing the reality of growing up as a single mother. I would say being a single mom.
Okay. Love that. Now, when you step into Keisha's shoes, are you channeling part of yourself or is she just someone completely different from who you are off stage? Now, you did say earlier that Keisha is technically you, right? Because your mom's name is Keisha, et cetera, et cetera. But expound upon that more.
Mm.
How are you channeling Keisha versus Jhanae?
I'm gonna be honest, like I wish that I could say that I'm channeling this character, n not personally, but it's definitely personal all the way through. I haven't told you guys that, but I went through everything Keisha is going through. The smart mouth. The only thing I haven't been engaged. That's about it. That's the only thing I'm trying to get used to. But other than that, and it's probably because of my mouth, to be honest. But my
Michael
mouth
can
is
relate.
challenging.
Michael can relate.
Look, yeah, I'm in therapy. Can I be open
Yes,
and
please,
transparent? Like, yeah, I
please.
mean, I'm definitely in therapy. I have a mouth on me. I think it comes from my family, uh, lack of communication skills for sure. But you work through it. Sometimes you gotta argue through it. But um, besides that, I am a mother, and I did go through you can say being a single mom, and trying to navigate through that. So I know how it feels to not have um the father in the life. But luckily, God has graced me to where the father is in my child's life. So we have a great co-parenting relationship. So but not everyone has that story. My child has a great father, but not everyone has that story. And I think it was the realization of becoming that single mother that Keisha decided to get her act together. But yeah, I connect with all of it,
I
every
love,
single part for
I
sure.
love that. Now, Keisha's story is layered with heartbreak and healing. What message would you, or what message does Keisha have for young women about the power of their actions and the cost of ignoring their intuition in love?
Hmm. I would say definitely. And again, this is coming from the character, but this is also coming from me personally as well, because I've been learning as well. Therapy has been something that's been very important to me in my life. I know a lot of people are against it. A lot of people feel, whether it's religious, whether, they feel as though, no one could tell them, about their lives. At the end of the day, you need help. Everybody needs help. If you was to break your arm, you can't fix it. You have to, go have it examined, and I feel like it's the same way with your mind. A lot of people go through a lot of trauma. A lot of people go through a lot of experiences where they don't even feel like it's trauma, but you're being influenced, whether you're being triggered, you may not even know you're being triggered, but I've learned a lot through therapy, and I'm understanding that the exact thing that I want in the other person is the exact thing that I need to focus on and develop within myself. So, trying to get somebody else pointing the other finger at the other person, they always say it's three fingers pointing right back at you. So really just, evaluate yourself before you try to get intertwined with somebody else for sure. And even if you love that person, if that person is not even trying to develop themselves, then, you know, pray for discernment. And I want to throw this out there just because I do this all the time. Um, I like to say these scary words when I get into a relationship or when I meet somebody new. I love to pray to God and ask him, is this relationship for me? If it's not, let me know. He let me know that it's not all the time. And it humbles me. So, never be afraid to ask God for guidance for sure and always work on yourself.
I love that. So again, thank you for the transparency. So, Michael, as we pivot to you, Michael's role seems pivotal in challenging traditional ideas of masculinity and partnership. But what part of your journey resonates with you most, and how are you preparing to deliver this message and impact in the play?
Mm.
Well, my journey, just life, and um, I watch a lot. I watch a lot of, I watch other people's experiences, and I try to learn from it. And that's the best thing you can do in life is this. You ain't always got to talk. You just watch and learn, and kind of take little pivotal things that happen in life and make it part of your life. So, as far as Michael, um, I just feel like he just need to be a little more stern, and but like Keisha was saying, everybody's not the same and everybody don't grow the same. You can't you can be with somebody as long as you want, but you can't live their life. You can't go through the same ups and downs and life lessons as them. You can stand there and be with them by their side while it's going on, but can't expect to have the same experiences as another person, two different people. So as far as Michael, um, he just have to get a backbone and kind of figure out what he want in life and it'll take some time out. And I think he did when he realized how much Keisha meant to him.
I love that. I love that. So, how does Michael handle the challenge of being married to someone such as Keisha?
Well, from the beginning, he told them that they needed to seek counsel. He felt like they needed to seek counsel. And Keisha just had to let him be the man and certain, I'm doing fine, thank you. Keisha need to let him be the man in certain roles, and just period. You can tell that the gates, they have their understanding. So I don't know why Keisha feel like she need to run over her man. Her mama ain't like that. But they have a conversation and not to get too much away, but she kind of get her act together. So
Okay, love that.
and yeah.
Now, do you think that Keisha's strong, guided personality comes from past hurt, maybe things she's witnessed in her parents' relationship that's not shown, or even the fear of being vulnerable?
Um I think Keisha likes to be outspoken because um, the way I look at Keisha from the point of view of if I'm just looking at the play, I feel like she has friends and other family members around her that's moving forward and getting married and having kids. And so I feel like at some point with Michael, she started to settle because she was trying to keep up with the Joneses. And then she realized that Michael mean more to her than she thought. And the same with Michael, but um, as far as her attitude, I just feel like it's a cover up. It's a real soft spoken Keisha on the inside. It's just like kind of like a peanut M&M. You got to break the coat first, then you'll realize what's on the inside. So I feel like their relationship came to a point where she had to learn how to be submissive, and Michael got sick of her trying to play the male role. That's where they clashed at. And hopefully they can get it together.
I love that. Now, what advice would you give to young men who find themselves in a relationship with women with Keisha's such strong personality or challenging, protective, demand more than just charm or surface level love?
Well, some guys like that. Some guys like for women to be in control. And now, if that's what you like, then Keisha would be perfect. But if you want to be the man, or if you want to make pivotal decisions, then that's just something that Michael wanted. Now, there's a lot of men out here, they don't mind they woman being the male role and working, and they just sit on the couch, and that's whatever floats your boat. I get it, but I don't think Michael wanted to be that type of man, and I don't think a lot of men want to be that way. So just about having a backbone. It's a thin line between um being demanding and controlling, but still just having control. So
Okay, I love that. Now, Miss Gates, do you think that your performance will challenge traditional ideas of marriage, forgiveness, and identity?
I think it will. Marriage and identity, and in my role as Mrs. Gates in the play, is to show a loving relationship, show that my daughter is spoiled by her dad, and he feels she could do no wrong, and she think her daddy is the best man on earth. So my role is to show Keisha her wrongs and how she should not treat her husband and talk to him the way that she does. And I feel that this play is going to hit homes in a lot of different directions. I feel it's going to be so relatable. Um, we're being so transparent. We're being down to earth. I feel that it's going to be a play that people are going to love. They're going to talk about. They're going to say, "I see myself in Keisha. I see myself in every character in this play," and it's going to change the trajectory of the way people look at some situations that they're in because we're playing it all the way to the end on how it looked, how it should look, and what the outcome is going to be. So the play is going to be phenomenal. People are going to look at it, and it's going to change the way that they look at relationships and the way that they approach them, the way that they are in them, and things are not going right and they feel it's the end of the world. The play is going to show them that there can be a change. There is a change and there is hope for tomorrow for my relationship because this play just showed us a whole turnaround in the way that they were and what happens in the end.
I love that. Now, this question is going to be for both Michael and Keisha, and we'll start with Keisha. Keisha, how do you create emotional intimacy or tension with someone you just have met, especially when the storyline demands deep connection? Because the chemistry there is definitely there with between Michael and you, right? We can see
Mhm.
that. So, if you guys were strangers prior to this play, so how do you create that emotional tension and intimacy with the
Yes.
character?
Well, I definitely want to say that we were definitely strangers before we met. And the way we developed our chemistry, I would say we started with ourselves. We started with our kind of our own character analysis, character breakdown. And we kind of did our own backstory, and then we came together, and we spoke about it, about our ideas and stuff, and that. And then for the emotional piece, for me personally, I think about, again, I kind of connect with Keisha in a more personal way. So I feel like it's easier for me to grab those emotions. But I know well, I'm not going to speak for Michael, so I'll just stay in my lane. I'll let you answer for yourself. But it's for me, it was easier for me to kind of grab those emotions. As far as putting it together, it's just really in rehearsal, just kind of, playing around with, what fuels you to get to those emotions. I think that that's where we kind of gel, is because we kind of play around, and we kind of communicate to one another with, what we need to be able to get that emotion to come out.
Love that. Michael, same thing for you. How do you connect with or create the emotional intimacy or tension with someone such as Keisha that you just met, especially when you guys' storyline is so deep and demand that connection?
Well, first of all, Keisha is a great help. She's a great actress. Uh, just a good person to be around, of course. And every relationship develops with time. So we've known each other for a good little minute now. We just didn't meet a couple weeks ago, so we practice a lot. We talk we talk about other things besides the play. You know, sometimes you have to venture out to get to know. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get to know somebody, we can't just talk about the play all the time. We talk about different things, and um, I remember her doing her family reunion and was talking about all kind of stuff like that. So it's just a good person to work with. I couldn't ask for a better co-star. So we just work, and then we go over our lines a lot, and that's the way that we build our chemistry.
Love that. Love that. Now, Miss Gates, and this is going to be for everybody, but I'll start with Miss Gates. If you could describe this play in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
One word.
Or phrase. You can do a phrase.
This play, I would have to describe it as being full of love, drama, and a lot of whys.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah,
Michael, if
love
you could
drama.
describe, yeah, okay. Michael, if you could describe this play in one word or phrase, what would it be?
Insight. I say insight because it's different subjects and it's different people and it's different point of views. You might walk into this play with your point of view, not realizing that um, you have to take other people's point of view in consideration too. So I just say insight.
Love that. Keisha, if you could describe this play in one word or phrase, what would it be?
One phrase came up for me immediately, and that phrase is "nuck if you buck." That's the phrase. Because I just feel like that should just be the theme song for the whole play. Because everybody is ready to fight,
And what is
Right.
that
and that's
phrase
gonna
one more
be
time? What's the phrase again?
"nuck if you buck."
Love it.
E- Everybody is ready to fight. We all ready to fight. We all ready to stand on business, and that's on period.
Yes.
Even the first lady?
Yes, now you
The
know.
first, yeah, you know about the first lady. Don't talk too much about the first lady, but y'all know.
Come on, if you know, you know.
I love it. All right. So now, Keisha, I'm just going to keep it with you right now, but everybody's going to do this ask. What do you think makes this story so unique? And what do you hope sparks a conversation among the audience after the curtain falls?
That's a good question. I think that what makes the play so unique is I'm gonna be honest, I think it's the cast. I think the cast, like, how I was saying earlier, that everybody is different. I feel like, I've seen a lot of Tyler Perry, I've seen all of his plays, and
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of film and television, and I think it's the energy. I think it's the energy. I think everybody is coming to, express themselves, have fun, like even in rehearsal, if you know, you know, we got cast members that dress to the T because that's just who they are.
Hmm.
They're not trying to pretend to be a character. I feel like, the cast energy is very high. I feel like everybody is just bringing their own personality to the play, and it's just filled with colors. I think that once the curtain closed, I think everybody is just gonna want to see it again, see what they missed. Like, hold on, can we round that back? I think, even just with the things that we have with the crowd participation, I think everybody's gonna have a good time. Everybody at the first show is probably gonna go to the second one for sure.
I love that. Miss Gates, what do you?
Or or
Go ahead,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry, or they're gonna see what we're doing after the show because they're gonna want to
Right,
turn up with us for sure. It's gonna be lit for sure.
for sure.
I love that. Michael, go ahead and answer. What do you think the audience is going to take away from this play, or what would you like to see them take away from the play?
First of all, I want them to understand how much fun the process of was making it, because we're gonna have fun on stage and we have fun every time we get together. So, um, and I want them to know that everyone's serious about their role, and we're all here to do good for the next person and do good for everybody that's in this play, and as well as the audience. Um, Appreciate them coming out, and we want to give them a good show.
Love that. Miss Gates, same for you. What do you hope the audience takes away from this play?
I hope the audience takes away from this play that it was wrote with love and it's God centered on life and the things that we all actually have experienced or know someone that is experiencing it now. This play is unique because we work together as a family unit, so the energy is high. We respect each other on set and off set. We could call it any one of us, and we're right there for each other. So the takeaway from this play is going to be: yes, life is centered around drama. Yes, relationships have issues, but it's not the issue, it's how you handle it and what's the end result is going to be. So that's my takeaway from this play is that people begin to dig into it, watch every scene. It's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry. It's going to make you look at yourself from the inside out to see the characters in this play and how the things that they went through on stage that you may be experiencing right now. And you'll know a new way of approach and that you'll be able to walk through your situation in caring and knowing that that play really made a difference in my life and I want to see it again.
I love
You
that. I
better
love that.
preach, mama. That's my mama right there, y'all. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
her mama, and that's Michael's mother-in-law.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
I love y'all.
so
Love you
before we wrap up, I would love to know, share with the audience if there are any other upcoming projects that you guys are involved in or working on that you would like to listeners to keep an eye out for. So you can feel free to share your handle if you have something coming up, or if this is your first stage play. We can plug that information later. Go ahead, Keisha.
This is definitely my first stage play. I'm very excited. Um, let's see. If you would like to add me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is L.Ovely_43. And I've also been doing some skits with Skit Squad ATL on YouTube. And yeah, I've done some other stuff too, but follow me on Instagram.
All right,
Ain't
love
nothing
that.
on there. Look, ain't nothing on there yet, but it should be sometime soon.
Coming soon, right?
Coming soon for sure.
Love that. Miss Gates.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram under actor_speaker_model under Kimberly Parker. And this is currently the only thing that I'm working on. I had something else that I was going to be working on, but I didn't want to mix the two. I wanted to give this play my full energy. But I have been in a lot of background roles. One role to be particular, I had a part in Straw, the Tyler Perry movie that came out with Taraji P. and Sherry Shepherd. So that was a fun set to be on as well. Um, I've been in some other background things. I have a short film that I did that's
It's it.
on YouTube
Mhm.
called Dreamers. And yeah, I'm just excited. My first stage play, but I'm sure it won't be my last. They always tell me you haven't really done acting till you've been on stage. And I'm going to really find that out, the grand opening of this play. And I'm just excited about everybody's future and what God has in store.
Love that. Love that. Michael, for you, what's going on
Hold
with
on,
you?
got the phone out. Yes, this is my first stage play, and I'm involved in the community in many ways, but I just want to focus on the stage play right now. And I'm looking forward to it. And you can follow me at retro underscore Rude, RUEB 97. And we're just working and just trying to perfect the stage play. And I'm excited about it.
Okay, good stuff. So listen, thank you, Cass. A huge thank you to all of you for joining us here tonight. And your honesty, your insight, and your fire just lit up this conversation in ways that I'm sure the listeners will not forget. And they're going to be just so excited to see you guys in action after this interview. So if you thought that this was intense, listeners, just wait until you see it unfold on stage. What a woman wants and what a man needs to know isn't just a play, it's a reckoning. It is a collision of love, lies, and lessons that will leave you breathless. So don't miss the drama. The location will be at the Porter Sanford III Performing Arts Center in Decatur, Georgia on Saturday, September 20th of 2025. Showtimes are 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. And tickets are available now on ticketleap.com. And trust us, you don't want to wait. Seats are filling fast. And this is one show you'll be talking about long time after the curtain falls. So whether you're Team Mr. and Mrs. Gates, Team Keisha, or Team Michael, or just here for the drama, get ready to laugh, cry, and gasp your way through a story that proves what a woman wants might just be the truth, and what a man needs to know is everything. Listeners, thank you to every heart that tuned in. Thank you for letting us be a part of your rhythm, your reflections, and your ride home or your quiet moments of pause. May your days be filled with purpose, your nights with peace, and your spirit with the kind of joy that lingers long after the music fades. We'll be right here and you're ready to tune back in. Until then, be bold, be kind, and be unapologetically you. This is In Depth with Ty Barnett on Hindsight Media Radio 103.5 FM, where there's always something good to talk about. Visit our website at www.hindsightmediaradio.com. Good night.